Hare Krishna, Pranam dear devotees. Let's start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamimiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Pranam dear devotees. So let us continue reading of Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila. 197 was covered from chapter 1 of Antya Lila. Now we start with 198. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. So we are in this beautiful section where we have seen the description of the beautiful literary work of Srila Rupa Goswami that he has written. And then Ramananda Rai asks to hear, and then he describes, and then what is the reaction of the various devotees? What is Mahaprabhu's reaction? That is a section that we are reading. So let's start with 198. Uma Devi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Madhura Prasanna Ihara, Kavya Salankara, Eche Kavita, Vinu Nahera, Sera Prachara. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu praised the metaphors and other literary ornaments of Srila Rupa Goswami's transcendental poetry. Without such poetic attributes, he said, there is no possibility of preaching.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So, any kind of literature or any kind of play or any book, any literary work that is written about the Lord, it becomes beautiful only when the writer actually has devotion to Krishna, right? I mean, if someone who's not a devotee writes something about Lord Krishna, for example, there are so many commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, right? But most of them are very dry because they are written by people who have no devotion to Krishna, who don't know who Krishna is. And so their work is also very dry. Now here, Rupa Goswami's heart is full of love for Lord Chaitanya, for Lord Krishna, for Radharani. He is Rupa Manjari. So when he is writing something, it is embellished with the literary ornament that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that, Rupa Goswami's transcendental poetry has metaphors and other literary ornaments. And he's saying that without such poetic attribute, there is no possibility of preaching transcendental mellows. Because transcendental literature has to be beautiful because the matters about which it is writing are very beautiful in themselves. So that is coming out very beautifully in a Rupa Goswami's literary work. So that is the genius of Srila Rupa Goswami. Now next shloka, Uma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sabe kripa kari inhare dekha vara raja lila prema rasa yena varne nirantara. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested all his personal associates to bless Rupa Goswami so that he might continuously describe the pastimes of Vrindavana, which are full of emotional love of Godhead. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So Mahaprabhu himself is teaching us that any endeavor on the path of bhakti, whatever we are trying to do, is not possible without the blessings of Vaishnavas. Yes, that is so important. So Mahaprabhu is so happy with the Rupa Goswami's work, and he is requesting all his personal associates to bless Rupa Goswami so that he can continuously describe the pastimes of Vrindavan. He can keep doing so. And, these pastimes are full of emotional love of Godhead, and Mahaprabhu wants that this continues. So he's asking for devotees to bless Srila Rupa Goswami. Next 200, Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam. Inhalaye jeshta bhrata nama sanatana rituvite vignavara nahi tara sama. Translation by Jivan Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Srila Rupa Goswami's elder brother, whose name is Sanatan Goswami, is such a wise and learned scholar that no one is equal to him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. So the Lord is talking about Srila Sanatan Goswami now, the elder brother of Rupa Goswami. Now let's go to 201, Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranams. Tomara ya iche vishaya tyaga taiche tara riti dainya vairagya pandityera taha te stiti. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Ramananda Raya, Sanatana Goswami's renunciation of material connections is just like yours. Humility, renunciation, and excellent learning exist in him simultaneously. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. So Ramananda Raya is also a great devotee. So his renunciation is also great, and Mahaprabhu is saying that Sanatan Goswami's renunciation of material connections is just like yours, just like Ramananda Raya's. And he is humble, he is renounced, and learning is excellent. That's how Mahaprabhu is praising Srila Rupa Goswami. Next 202, Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Eidui bhayami patailam vrindavane Shakti diya bhakti shastra karite pravartane. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I empowered both of these brothers to go to Vrindavana to expand the literature of bhakti. Purport also, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Mataji, am I to read the
Yes,
purport
Mataji.
also?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yes, Mataji, please read.
Yeah. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu informs Srila Ramananda Rai that he and Sanatana Goswami had engaged equally in devotional service after giving up all relationships with material activity. Such renunciation is a symptom of an unalloyed devotee engaged in the service of the Lord with no tinge of material contamination. According to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the position of Tranadapi Sunichena, Tarolapi Sahisuna. A pure devotee free from the reactions of material modes of nature executes devotional service with tolerance like that of a tree. He also feels humbler than the grass. Such a devotee who is called Nishkinchana or free from all material possessions is always absorbed in emotional love of Godhead. He is reluctant to perform any kind of sense gratification. In other words, such a devotee is free from all material bondage, but he engages in Krishna-conscious activities. Such expert devotional service is performed without hypocrisy. Humility, renunciation, and learned scholarship were combined in Sanatana Goswami, the ideal pure devotee who was on the same level of understanding as Srila Ramananda Rai. Like Ramananda Rai, Sanatana Goswami was fully cognized expert in the conclusions of devotional service and was therefore able to describe such transcendental knowledge. Thank you, Mataji. Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So Lord Chaitanya had met both Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, and he had empowered them and given them instructions to go to Vrindavan. And there were many services that both of them performed, like excavation of temples, writing of uh, devotional literature, and so on. Here, Mahaprabhu is saying that he had empowered both of them to go to Vrindavan and expand the literature of bhakti. And Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is informing Ramananda Rai about Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, how they had engaged in devotional service, and how their renunciation is a symptom of an unalloyed devotee. Now, you all know how rich and in what powerful position Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami were in. And they gave all of that so easily. In fact, they were really craving to leave everything and go to the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they had such great renunciation. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like it is mentioned in Shikshashtakam, he mentions Rinadapi Sunichena. That is such an important quality for one to be a devotee, because we have to be more tolerant than a tree, more humbler than a blade of grass, not expecting any kind of appreciation, any kind of praise, and while we have to give all the honor and praise to others. In such a state, one is able to constantly chant the names of Krishna. And Prabhupada is mentioning that such a devotee is called Nishkinchana. They are free from all material possessions and they are always absorbed in the emotional love of Godhead. And thus, they are able to engage in Krishna conscious activities. And in such devotion, there is no place for hypocrisy. There is humiliation, there is humility, renunciation, and learned scholarship. And all these were combined in Srila Sanatan Goswami. So Sanatan Goswami is being praised here. Prabhupada is mentioning about Srila Sanatan Goswami's greatness. And like Ramananda Rai, Srila Sanatan Goswami was a fully cognizant expert in the conclusions of devotional service and was therefore able to describe such transcendental knowledge. So description of transcendental knowledge is possible only by someone who has realized that knowledge, and that was Sanatan Goswami. Next, Shobha Mataji, 203.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam Mataji. Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami ki Jai. 203. राया काहे ईश्वरा तुम्ही ये चाहा करीते काष्टेरा पुथाली तुम्ही पारा ना चाहिए. Translation by Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Ramananda Raya replied to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you like, you can cause even a wooden doll to dance. Haribol, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So we have seen how the Lord is praising his devotees and how now Ramananda Rai is actually giving all the credit to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He's saying that you are the Supreme Lord, you are all powerful. If you want, even you can make even a wooden doll to dance. So he's not taking that credit to himself. That is the greatness of devotees. Next, 204, Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mora muke ye saba rasa karila pracharena se ye rasa dheke ye ihara likhane. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki Jai. I see that the truths regarding transcendental mellows that you expounded through my mouth are all explained in the writings of Srila Rupa Goswami. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So he is giving all the credit to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that you have expounded the truth, because in that very famous conversation between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu keeps asking so many questions and Ramananda Rai answers. But even then he says that these answers are, you only make me speak all these answers, my Lord. Yeah. Next, 205, Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranams. भक्ते कृपा हेतु प्रकाशिते चाह ब्रज रसा जारे करो से करीबे जगत तो मारा वशा. Translation by His Divine Grace A. Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Because of your causeless mercy towards your devotees, you want to describe the transcendental pastimes in Vrindavana. Anyone empowered to do this can bring this entire world under your influence. Purport. This passage parallels the statement Krishna Shakti Vina Nahe Tara Pravartana, which means that unless empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, one cannot spread the holy name of the Lord throughout the entire world. It is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila 7.11. Under the protection of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, a pure devotee can preach the holy name of the Lord so that everyone may take advantage of this facility and thus become Krishna conscious. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So this is the Lord's causeless mercy that He empowers His devotees to write these beautiful literatures describing the transcendental pastimes of Vrindavan. Otherwise, how would we know of these beautiful pastimes? And without knowing or hearing about these, how would one develop attraction towards the Lord and His pastimes and His qualities and Lila studies? So that is the mercy of the Lord. And here Prabhupada is explaining that Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tara Pravartana. That means it requires empowerment by Krishna for one to be able to spread the holy name of the Lord. Without Krishna's mercy, without Krishna's empowerment, it's not possible to preach the holy name of the Lord. So that is what, what is the Lord's empowerment, the power that Krishna instills in his devotees. And then a pure devotee can preach the holy name of the Lord so that everyone can take advantage of this opportunity. Yeah, next, Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams. Tabe Mahaprabhu Kaila Rupe Alingana Tanre Karaila Sabara Charana Vandana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Rupa Goswami and asked him to offer prayers at the lotus feet of all the devotees present. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So Rupa Goswami gets mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya embraces him and asks him to take blessings of other devotees. Yeah. Next, Sudha Mataji, 207.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam. Advaita Nityanandadi Sabha Bhakta Gana Kripa Kari Rupe Sabe Kaila Lingana. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu and all the other devotees showed their causeless mercy to Rupa Goswami by embracing him in return. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So he's getting the mercy of Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, and all of the devotees. They're all showing their mercy on Rupa Goswami. Let's go to Uma Devi Mataji, 208.
Hare Krishna Mataji, it's me.
Uma Devi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Prabhu Kripa Rupe Ara Rupe Rasat Guna Deki Chamatkara Kaila. Hare Krishna Mataji. Shall I continue, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Uma Kulkarni Mataji, you can read the next one.
Oh, sorry, I was not.
No problem.
Prabhu Krupa,
Yes, Mother. Yes, Mother.
Prabhu Krupa Rupe Ara Rupe Rasat Guna Deki Chamatkara Haila Sabkara Mana. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki. Mahaprabhu's special mercy towards Srila Rupa Goswami and seeing his personal qualities, all the devotees were struck with wonder. Hare Krishna Mataji. Sorry, Mataji, I was not knowing.
No problem. So this is the mercy that that has come on Rupa Goswami, and seeing this, the personal qualities, all devotees were struck with wonder and seeing the Lord's mercy. Yes. So Uma Kulkarni Mataji, please. 209.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Tabe Mahaprabhu Sabha Bhaktalaya Gela Haridasa Thakura Rupe Alingana Kaila. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Then when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left with all of his devotees, Haridasa Haridas Thakur also embraced Srila Rupa Goswami. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Krishna Mataji. So Rupa Goswami is getting mercy of Srila Haridas Thakur also, Namacharya. Okay. Yeah. Next 210, Krishnamurti Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी, प्रणाम माताजी। हरिदास का ये तुम्हारा भाग्य नहीं सीमा, ये सब वर्णिला इहारा के जाने महिमा। ट्रांसलेशन पे इसी प्रभुपाद माताजी, little bit scroll माताजी। हरे कृष्ण माताजी। Okay. A translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada today. Haridasa Thakur told him, there is no limit to your good fortune. No one can understand the glories of what we have described. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So all the devotees who are praising Srila Rupa Goswami, we have to see that they are not ordinary devotees themselves. So here, Namacharya, Srila Haridas Thakur himself is saying that no one can understand the glories of what you have described. So with that, we can understand how great is the writing of Srila Rupa Goswami. Okay. Next, someone like to read?
Hare Krishna. Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please read.
Shri Rupa kahe na ami, kichu na jani, yei Mahaprabhu kahana, sei kahi vani. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Rupa Goswami said, I do not know anything. The only transcendental words I can utter are those which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes me speak. Should I read purport, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please read it.
Okay, Mataji. The poet or writer dealing with transcendental subject matters is not an ordinary writer or translator because he is empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whatever he writes becomes very effective. The principle of being empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead is essential. A materialistic poet who describes in his poetry the material activities of men and women cannot describe the transcendental pastimes of the Lord or the transcendental conclusions of devotional service. Srila Sanatana Goswami has therefore warned all neophyte devotees that one should not hear from the mouth of a non-Vaishnava. Avaishnava mukhodgirnam putam hari katamritam Shravanam naiva kartavyam sarpo chishtam yatapayah. One should not hear anything about Krishna from a non-Vaishnava. Milk touched by the lips of a serpent has poisonous effects. Similarly, talks about Krishna given by a non-Vaishnava are also poisonous. Unless one is a fully unalloyed devotee of the Lord, one should not try to describe the pastimes of Krishna in poetry, for it will be only mundane. There are many descriptions of Krishna's Bhagavad Gita written by persons whose consciousness is mundane and who are not qualified by pure devotion. Although they attempted to write transcendental literature, they could not fully engage even a single devotee in Krishna's service. Such literature is mundane, and therefore, as warned by Sri Sanatana Goswami, one should not touch it. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. So here it is mentioned that Rupa Goswami's humility is coming out. He is saying that I do not know anything, even though his work was so greatly praised by all the devotees present. He is not taking any credit for it. He is saying that the only transcendental words I can utter are those which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu makes me speak. So he is giving all the credit to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that by his mercy, he is able to speak, he is able to write everything. Now, Prabhupada in his beautiful purport is explaining that with reference from Padma Purana, that any milk which is touched by a serpent becomes poisonous. In the same way, if a non-Vaishnava is talking about matters of Krishna, then that also becomes poisonous. So that is why we are always warned that we should not read or hear from non-devotees because they don't know Krishna. So they will just give their own interpretations, just the way many have written their interpretations on Bhagavad Gita. Because if they name their book differently, people will not really give importance to the book, nobody will read it. So they name it Bhagavad Gita, but actually what it contains is their own interpretation, their own philosophy, and they completely distort what the Lord says. So that's why such literature is mundane, and one is warned not to read such literature. So any devotional literature is transcendental because it is written by pure devotees. That literature is actually transcendental. That is what we should read. And that is why we are always told that we should only hear in parampara. We should only read books which are written in parampara. If we go outside parampara, there is a great risk because there are so many imposters and we will not know what to actually believe and not. Sometimes when the language is very flowery, we may want to, we may just think that it is right, but it may actually be a very distorted version of the actual philosophy. So that's why we should not read any literature that is written by non-devotees, and we should really stick to what is written in Parampara. Okay. Now let's read 212. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandat Pranam. Ridhiyasya प्रेरणया प्रवृत्तोऽहं वराकरूपपि तस्य हरे पदकमलं वन्दे चैतन्यदेवस्य. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Although I am the lowest of men and have no knowledge, the Lord has mercifully bestowed upon me the inspiration to write transcendental literature about devotional service. Therefore, I offer my obeisances at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has given me the chance to write these books. This verse is from the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.1.2. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So here, this very beautiful verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu is quoted, where it is mentioned that, this is the humility of the devotee, that they say that I am the lowest among men, I have no knowledge, and it is only by the mercy of the Lord that any kind of literature can be written. So all glory is given to the Lord. Okay. Next, 230, Krishnamurti Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Ye mata dui jana Krishna kata range suke kala gonaya rupa aridasa sange. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. Mataji, little bit. In this way, Srila Rupa Goswami passed his time in close association with Haridasa Thakura by discussing the pastimes of Lord Krishna in great happiness. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So, Rupa Goswami is very fortunate. He gets this very close association of Haridas Thakur. And what do two great devotees do when they meet? They discuss pastimes of Lord Krishna, and this gives them great happiness. So that is what Srila Haridas Thakur and Srila Rupa Goswami are doing. Next is Karpadavali Mataji, 240.
Yes, Mataji. Sri Antya 214. Charimasa Rahi Saba Prabhura Bhakta Ganam Gosani Vidya Lila Gaudekarila Jamana. Translation by Prabhupada ki jai. All the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thus spent 4 months with him. Then the Lord bade them farewell and they returned to Bengal. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So after spending 4 months with the Lord, the devotees then return to Bengal. Okay. Yeah. Next. Padma Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji pronounced. Sri Rupa Prabhupada Nila Jale Rahila Dola Yatra Prabhu Sangye Ananda Dekila. Translation by Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Rupa Goswami, however, stayed at the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when the Dola Yatra festival took place, he saw it in great happiness with the Lord. Thank you, Mataji. Pranams.
Thank you, Mataji. So Srila Rupa Goswami stayed back. The other devotees returned to Bengal, but Rupa Goswami stays back. And the Dola Yatra, that's a very big festival that takes place in Jagannath Puri. So when that takes place, he was there and he saw it in great happiness with the Lord. Now let's go to the next shloka.
Mataji, what is this Dola Yatra about? Hare Krishna.
Mataji, as far as I remember, there is one special kind of dress. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, Mataji, I can hear you.
Hari Bol.
Yeah, Mataji, I can hear you.
Mataji.
Yes,
Mataji,
yes,
I'll find
Mataji.
out more details about Dola Yatra. I'll find out more details about Dola Yatra. As far as I remember, it is one new cloth that is offered to Lord Jagannath. I may be wrong, but I'll just check on that, Mataji.
Yeah, okay, Mataji, no problem. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Pranam.
Sudha Mataji, yes.
डोला अनंतरे प्रभु रूपे विधाया आईला अनेक प्रसादा करी शक्ति संचारीला. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. After the Dola Yatra festival ended, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to Rupa Goswami also. The Lord empowered him and bestowed upon him all kinds of mercy. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So the time to bid farewell to Rupa Goswami also comes, and the Lord empowers him, gives him all kinds of mercy, and then Rupa Goswami has to leave from Jagannath Puri. 217, Krishnamurti Prabhu.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी. वृंदावने यह तुम्ही रोहिया वृंदावने एक बार इह पथाया सनातने. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. Now go to Vrindavana and stay there. The Lord said, you may send here your elder brother Sanatana. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So Sanatan Goswami is there in Vrindavan, and now Mahaprabhu is asking Srila Rupa Goswami to go to Vrindavan and to stay there, because there is so much seva that they have to do in Vrindavan also, right? So he's saying, now you go and you can send your brother Sanatan here. Now, next 218. Just give me 1 minute. I think there's some system issue. Hare Krishna, are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Uma Devi Mataji, 218.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Rajye rasa shastra kariha nirupana lupta katita sabhatahan kariha exhaust remote places. Excavate. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So what is the instruction that Lord Chaitanya gives to Srila Rupa Goswami? What to do when he goes to Vrindavan? He's saying that you go and stay there and you preach transcendental literature and excavate the lost holy places. So the Goswamis, so many of the temples and Leela Sthalis that we see now, they were all really lost. It was only by the mercy of the Goswamis that all these beautiful temples are there. So many beautiful deities and all the old temples have been excavated. So they were following, really diligently following the instructions of Lord Chaitanya, and they performed this service so beautifully. And it is by their mercy that when now we go to Vrindavan, we are able to see so many beautiful places where we can get darshan, where we can hear pastimes of the Lord. Okay. Yeah. Next shloka 219. Sudha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mata. Krishna seva rasa bhakti kariha prachara amiha dekite taha yaimu eka bhara. Translation by Divine Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Establish the service of Lord Krishna and preach the mellows of Lord Krishna's devotional service. I shall also go to Vrindavana once more. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So Lord Chaitanya says that you go to Vrindavan, establish the service of the Lord and preach the mellows of Lord Krishna's devotional service. And the Lord also promises that he will also come to Vrindavan. Okay. Now let's read 220. Uma Devi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Ita bali prabhu tanre kaila alingana rupa gosani sire Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Having thus spoken, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced Rupa Goswami, who then placed the lotus feet of the Lord upon his head. So nice, no, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I can just imagine, because that moment would be a very emotional moment. I mean, Rupa Goswami was able to spend time with Lord Chaitanya, but now he has to return. But his return is also important because he has to, go to Vrindavan and follow the instructions and do what Lord Chaitanya asked him to do. And then he plays the lotus feet of the Lord upon his head. And we can just imagine what a beautiful emotional sight it would have been. And this reminds me of one conversation I had heard. This was about the six devotees, six disciples of Srila Prabhupada who had gone to London to start the Hare Krishna movement, to establish the Hare Krishna movement in London. So, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, Mukund Prabhu, Guru Raj Prabhu, Yamuna Mataji, Malti Mataji, and Janki Mataji, and Malti Mataji's daughter Saraswati was also there. So they all were leaving America and going to London to try and establish the movement there. And Mataji's, I think Yamuna Mataji was mentioning, or Malti Mataji, that how did they say, how did they bid farewell to Prabhupada at that moment, because they were going and they were going to be gone for a long time. And so Mataji was saying that Prabhupada was sitting and all of them went one by one and they just placed their head on Prabhupada's lotus feet. So we can just imagine how beautiful that would have been, right? All of them going and placing their forehead on Srila Prabhupada's lotus feet, and Prabhupada blessed them, empowered them. And yes, I mean, when they went, it was very difficult, but then ISKCON, London was taken by fire. They got in touch with Beatles. They had so many famous records, best-selling records, and temple. And then Prabhupada came, deity installation happened. So all these interactions between devotees are so beautiful, like Prabhupada's interactions with his disciples. And here we are seeing Rupa Goswami's interaction with Lord Chaitanya. Okay. Yeah, let's go to 221. Sumati Mataji.
You are so lucky and blessed. Is it not, Mataji?
Very empowered, Mataji. And what they did was also not easy, it was very difficult at that time, without much resources, and they lived in very impoverished conditions in London. But that determination, then their dedication for Srila Prabhupada made it happen. Yeah.
Mataji, to bring one devotee to Krishna consciousness is so tough.
So tough, yes, Mataji.
I really appreciate how they have gone and done all this.
True,
Really.
true, Mataji. Yeah, and going and meeting George Harrison, who was
Yeah.
like the most famous rock star on the planet,
Yeah.
going and
Beatles.
meeting him. Beatles,
Beatles.
yeah, and making them into devotees and bringing out Krishna conscious records. It was just
He also
beyond.
made so many. He also made so many CDs on Hare
Yes,
Krishna. It was such a hit. He
yes.
earned so much money and gave to Prabhupada. So nice of him.
Yeah, Mataji gave his home now, that
Home also,
Bhaktivedanta
yeah.
Manor. Yeah.
Yes,
Prabhupada
Mataji.
told him that you have given your home for Krishna. Krishna will prepare a home for you in
Yeah.
Goloka. So, yeah, very
So
beautiful.
such
Yeah,
a fortunate soul, yeah.
very fortunate. Yes, Mataji. Very, very fortunate. He actually, he told Prabhupada, I've heard from devotees that he asked for Diksha, and Prabhupada said that you are already Hari's son, because his name was George Harrison, na?
Yeah.
Then you are already Hari's son. So his position is actually very, very special. Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, in London, being a Christian, how he changed is amazing. Really, he
Oh,
must
Mataji,
praise
and
Mataji.
having
Again,
so much money.
yeah, Shukrati Mataji, previous
Sukrit,
birth.
definitely. Yeah. Very, very special. Yes, Mataji. Okay, 221, Sumati Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
प्रभुरभक्ता गणपाशे विदाय लीला पुनरपि गौडपाते वृंदावने आइला. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Rupa Goswami took leave of all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and returned to Vrindavana by the path through Bengal. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So from Orissa through Bengal, Srila Rupa Goswami returns to Vrindavan. Now, 122, Chandana, 222, sorry. Chandana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji.
Eta kahalaya puna rupe ramilana iha shune paya chaitanya charana. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus I have described the second meeting of Rupa Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who hears of this incident will certainly attain shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Very good. Yes, so that is what we should be hankering for, and we are
Yeah.
hankering for shelter at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this beautiful description of the meeting between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Rupa Goswami. Okay, so now this 223 last verse of this chapter, chapter 1. Uma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Shri
Hare
Rupa
Krishna.
Raghunatha Pade Yara Asha Chaitanya Charitamrita Kahe Krishna Dasa. Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunatha, always desiring their mercy, I Krishnadasa narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita following in their footsteps. Purport. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila first chapter describing the second meeting of Sri Rupa Goswami and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Well, thank you, Mataji. So, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, as we read through Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see again and again, whether it is the beginning of a chapter or it is the end of a chapter, he is always glorifying the Lord. He's always glorifying the Goswamis, the devotees, because he is teaching us that any kind of devotional endeavor is actually not possible without the mercy of the Lord and without the mercy of the devotees. I mean, he is so qualified that he's able to write such a great literature, and yet, whether it is the beginning or the end of any chapter, he's constantly praying to the devotees. So, that is a great lesson that we can all take, that whether it is the start of our day or the ending of our day, the start or end of any endeavor that we do, we should always keep praying to the Lord. We should always keep praying to the devotees. Okay. So now let's go to chapter 2. This is the chastisement of Junior Haridas. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the story overall. Now we'll read it in more detail. So, once again, I'll start with the shlokas.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, there were three brothers, no Mataji, Sanatana Goswami, and Rupa Goswami, and Anupama.
Yes, Mataji.
Only three, no Mataji, there?
Yes, Rupa Goswami,
Sanatana Goswami,
Sanatana Goswami, and Anupam. Yeah, three brothers.
Anupama
yeah.
left his body, I think, no Mataji.
Yes,
In this
yes,
chapter only
yes.
we learned, I think.
Anupam
Okay.
leaves his body quite early, Mataji.
Yes, only these two brothers are living now. And
Yes.
both are devotees of Sri Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, disciples, devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Even
Thank
Anupam
you.
was, but he leaves his body earlier.
Yes, thank you, Mataji.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Krishnamurti Prabhu, 2.1.
Hare Krishna
These are very
Mataji.
famous. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Mataji, Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yutapada Kamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam
Parijana.
Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitascha
Vishakhanvitamscha.
Vishakhanvitamscha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Translation by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and of all the other preceptors on the path of devotional service. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnavas and unto the six Goswamis, including Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatana Goswami, Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and their associates. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all his devotees, headed by Sri Vasatakura. I then offer my respectful obeisance unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the gopis, headed by Lalita and Vishaka. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So these are very famous prayers that we generally recite. And Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is offering respectful obeisances unto his Guru, and then to all the Vaishnavas, six Goswamis, then to Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Nityanand Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srivas Thakur, other devotees, and then to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the gopis, headed by Lalita and Vishaka. So he starts this chapter by offering prayers.
Mataji, Hare
Lalita
Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, you please go the 2.1, Mataji. I will take screenshot.
1 minute, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Till more. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Okay, now let's read 2.2. Lalita Vinodini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Translation by His Divine Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. All glories to Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So prayers to Lord Chaitanya, Nityanand Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, and all the devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Next 2.3. Sudha Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sarvaloka Udharite Gaura Avatara Nistarera Hetutara Trividha Prakara. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In his incarnation as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Sri Krishna descended to deliver all the living beings in the three worlds from Brahmaloka down to Patala Loka. He caused their deliverance in three ways. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So Lord Krishna's this benevolent form is Lord Chaitanya's form, who has come to deliver all living beings in the three worlds, Brahmaloka, Patal, from Brahmaloka to Patal Loka. Okay, now let's go to 2.4. Karpagavali Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji. Okay. Antya Lila 2.4. Sakshat Darsanara Yogya Bhakta Jive Ave Karaya Kahan Avirbhave. Translation by Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Lord delivered the fallen souls in some places by meeting them directly, and in other places by empowering a pure devotee, and in still other places by appearing before someone himself. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Dhanyavads. So here it is mentioned that the Lord delivered the fallen souls in some places by meeting them directly, in other places by empowering a pure devotee, and in still other places by appearing before someone himself. So in the previous shloka, it was mentioned that he delivered them in three ways. So what were those three ways? One is he used to meet them, then or he would empower a pure devotee, or he would just appear before someone himself. In this way, the Lord is delivering the fallen souls of this material world. Okay. Next, 5 to 6, Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Dandat Pranam Mataji, Krishna Raj
Pranam,
Kaviraj Goswami Ki Jai. Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Sloka number 5 and 6. Sakshak darshane praya sabha nistarila nakula brahmachara cha arila dehe avistaha ila pradyumna narasimha nandhadage kaila avirbhava loka nistha Ishvara Swabhava. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered almost all the fallen souls by directly meeting them. He delivered others by entering the bodies of great devotees such as Nakula Brahmachari. And he delivers still others by appearing before them. As in case of Narasimha Nanda Brahmachari, I shall deliver the fallen souls. This statement characterizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. The Lord always manifested his Avirbhava appearance in the following four places. 1. The house of Srimati Sachimata. 2. Wherever Nityananda Prabhu danced in ecstasy. 3. The house of Srivasa when Kirtana was performed. And 4. The house of Raghava Pandita. Lord Chaitanya himself appeared in these four places. In this connection, one may consult text 34. Haribol. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. So here it is mentioned that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing the pastimes, almost all of them, all the souls were delivered by Mahaprabhu's directly meeting them. Others were delivered by entering the bodies of great devotees such as Nakula Brahmachari. And then there was also Narasimhanand Brahmachari, where he could envision the Lord, even though not directly present, but still the Lord was present in front of him in that great vision that he had. And it is mentioned that this statement characterizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada is explaining in the purport that the Lord always manifested his Avirbhav appearance in the following four places. That means he was always present, even though maybe not physically, but his presence was definitely there in all these four places. Which were these four places? The house of Sachimata, because we have read that pastime, right, where the food would just disappear, mother would cook, and the food would just go. Why? Because Mahaprabhu was there. He was eating the offering of Sachi Mata. Then he was always present wherever Nityanand Prabhu danced in ecstasy. So at the time of Panihati, even though Mahaprabhu was not directly there, but he was present because Nityanand Prabhu was dancing in ecstasy. Then the house of Srivas, when the Kirtan was performed, and the house of Rakhav Pandit. So in all these places, Lord Chaitanya himself appeared. Okay, and text 34 will give more details. So when we get to that, we'll read that section. Okay, now 2.7, Lalita Vinodini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
साक्षात दर्शने सबा जगत तारिला एक बार यही देखिला सकृतार्थ हैला. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was personally present, anyone in the world who met him even once was fully satisfied and became spiritually advanced. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So the Lord's presence obviously is, is highly purifying. So when he was personally present, anyone in the world who met him even once was fully satisfied and became spiritually advanced. So that is the potency which the Lord instilled in them. They were immediately purified. Okay. Next, Padma Mataji, 2.8.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranam. Gaudate Shera Bhaktagana Pratyabda Ashiya Puna Gauda Deshayaya Prabhure Miliya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Every year, devotees from Bengal would go to Jagannath Puri to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and after the meeting, they would return to Bengal. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. So this was done yearly, that the Bengal devotees would travel to Jagannath Puri and they would spend 4 months there and then they would return to Bengal. Now, Sudha Mataji, next shloka 2.9.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Aranana Teshera Loka Ashi Jagannatha Chaitanya Charana Deki Haila Krithartha. Translation by Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Similarly, people who went to Jagannath Puri from various provinces of India were fully satisfied after seeing the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mataji, Hare
Krishna. So not just the Bengal devotees, but devotees who were going to Jagannath Puri from other places of India also were fully satisfied after seeing the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, now let's read 2.10. Padma Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. 10. Saptadvipera Lokara Nava Khanda Vasi Deva Gandharva Kinnara Manusha Vesayasi. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. People from all over the universe, including the 7 islands, the 9 khandas, the planets of the demigods, Gandharva Loka and Kinnara Loka, would go there in the forms of human beings. But for an explanation of Saptadvipa, see Madhya Lila, chapter 20, verse 218, and Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, chapter 16 to 20. In the Siddhanta Shiromani, chapter 1, Goladaya, in the Bhuvana Kosha section, the 9 khandas are mentioned as follows. Mataji, I can't read this one. It's a bit tough.
Yeah, Indram Kasheru Sakalam Kila Tamra Parnam Anya Gabhastimad Atascha Kumari Kakyam Nagam Cha Somyam Ihavarunam Antya Khandam Gandharva Samyam Iti Bharata Varsha Madhye.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Within Bharata Vanshvarsha, there are 9 khandas. They are known as number 1, Aindra, Kasheru, Tamraparna, Gabhastimat, Kumarika, Naga, Saumya, Varuna, and Gandharva. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the 9 khandas are mentioned here from the shloka that Srila Prabhupada is quoting. And it is mentioned that people from all over the universe, including the 7 islands, 9 khandas, planets of demigods, even Gandharva Loka, Kinnar Loka, would go there in the form of human beings. So they would also come in the form of human beings to get darshan of Lord Chaitanya. Okay. Now let's read 2.11 and then we'll stop for today. Lalita Vinodini Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Pura dekhiya ya Vaishnavahaya Krishna Bali nache sabha Prema Vishtahaya. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Having seen the Lord, they all became Vaishnavas. Thus, in ecstatic love of Godhead, they chanted the Hare Krishna mantra and danced. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So seeing the Lord, getting his darshan, they all became devotees. And in ecstatic love of Godhead, they chanted the Hare Krishna mantra and danced. So empowering was Lord Chaitanya's darshan. Okay. So we'll stop here today. Dola Yatra, my apologies, it's not, that is, I was confusing it with a different festival where the new cloth is offered. That is different. Dola Yatra is the swing festival, Mataji. So
Okay,
where the
okay.
deities of the Lord are placed on a chula, and Dola Yatra, that is the swing festival.
Yeah. Okay, Mata, the khandas are what places, or what is it? Khandas?
Different divisions, Mataji. The whole loka is divided into different divisions, na?
Okay.
So those are the khandas, the different divisions.
Mataji, one more question I want to know. This Iskinchana and Akinchana, what's the difference, Mataji?
Which loka was that, Mataji?
This is text 202. But yeah, they say no that Trinadapi Sunijana, the
Prabhupada mentions.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, 2-3 lines below that. He also feels humbler than the grass, such a devotee who is Niskinchana.
Nishkinchana.
Or material possessions. Okay, it's mentioned here. Then Akinchana is what?
Akinchana, okay, I'll just.
It's not mentioned here, but I've come across it many times, Mataji.
Akinchana Gochara, right? That is what. Akinchana, see, Nishkinchana is one who is free from all material possessions, and Akinchana means, again, it's similar thing that they don't have material longing, material attractions.
Same meaning?
Similar meanings, yes, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji, thank you so much.
I'll also verify this, but as far as I remember, Akinchana means also that they're not attracted materially. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
One who doesn't have material possessions, basically, similar meaning.
That it will come in Janmaishwarya Shruti Shivi, Edaman Madapuman. That is, Kunti will, Kunti's praise will come. Yeah.
Okay.
It will come now, Mataji.
Akinchana
Gochara.
Akinchana Gochara, that is where it comes, Akinchana Gochara. Yes, Mataji. Okay. Any other questions or comments, anything you would like to add? No? So thank you all so much, and please come
Mataji,
one Mataji, sorry.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. It is in 26th verse, Mataji.
Okay.
Janmaishwarya
Mataji, is the meaning of Akinchana given there?
Vadhamana Madaha Puman.
Mataji, is the meaning of Akinchan given there? Yeah, Padma Mataji was saying something.
Yeah, Mataji. For a moment, I forgot about it, it just escaped my mind. I wanted to ask you.
You can message in the group, Mataji, once you remember.
Yeah. Or maybe next class also. Nothing urgent, next class also I can ask.
One who is approached easily by the materially exhausted man.
That is Akinchana Gochara.
Akinchana
means, Akinchana means materially impoverished,
exhausted.
Right? Exhausted. Yeah, correct.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, both the
Krishna is
Mataji.
Akinchana Gochara. Krishna is Akinchana Gochara. Yeah. Okay, so it's clear now, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Material detached, I can say that.
Detached, yes. Yeah, true. Okay. Okay, thank you all. Thank you so much for joining. Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaivacha
patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Anantoti Vaishnavin ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Guru Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Pranam. Thank you all.
Thank you
so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mansi Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, Yakinchana, one more place it is there. Like when Kunti Maharani prays to Krishna, that Namo Akinchana Vittaya Nivritta Gunavrittaye. In that
Akinchana
shloka,
Vittaya, that means you are the wealth of,
also,
you're the wealth of one who
that.
doesn't have any material.
So
Yeah.
she praises Krishna there also, Akinchana, she will use that word.
Yeah, so nice. Thank you, Mataji.
That
We
means
learned
it is mostly applicable to Krishna. Correct?
No, Krishna is Akinchana Vittaya. He is the wealth of one who doesn't have anything.
Okay, okay.
Right, Mataji?
Yeah, yes, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhupada
Krishna.
ki jai.